I got replaced by AI, so now it's time to live off the land. $12,000, a truck, a trailer, and a riding lawnmower, that's all we've got. No big equipment until we can actually afford it. Every episode, we're building towards a self-sufficient life. So if you want to follow the journey, hit subscribe, turn on notifications, and enjoy the ride. Well, today's an exciting day here on the new homestead. We got some lettuce and tomatoes to sell, but we also finally have a lead on a harvester. We're gonna head in, get the lettuce sold and the tomatoes, and we're gonna head on over to that house, and I'm hoping it fits on this trailer, but it's a starter combine, just like all the other equipment that we have. It should be good enough for our first soybean and probably our wheat harvest, but after that, I'm thinking we're gonna want to be able to outgrow these things, but time will tell on that. So I'm hoping it's gonna fit on the trailer, because it only goes 11 miles an hour and it's not super close to home. So I'm hoping we're able to put it on the trailer, bring it back with the truck, but if not, we'll have to jog on over there and drive it back ourselves. After that, we're gonna definitely get the wheat in the ground here in September. And then I really don't have much to do. 7,000, we're at $35,000. We're not gonna have much to do until that soybean harvest is ready. So pretty exciting times. We're getting close, and it'll be our first time harvesting a crop. Gonna make history today. It's always the mailman. Respecting the speed limit. I was worried the way the weather was going that we were gonna get an early fall, but everything's still pretty green here early in September, so it seems like summer's holding on. Plenty of time to get the wheat in the ground this month, so no stress on that. But it won't be ready till next summer. It's a long crop. Takes a while to grow. From my understanding, gosh, this house makes our house look terrible. Okay, we take a right up here after the gas station, is what he said. Oh, boy. Cut off the mailman. But it should be just right up here a ways, a couple houses down, he said. On the left, we can't miss it. And yeah, it should be. I don't see anything, though. Oh. What is that? That's got to be it. Just slow down a little bit here. Massey Ferguson. Guess I'll just pull in. Oh, man, this thing's old. Should be good about right there. See it in the side mirror. Look like it could use a little bit of paint. And a washing. Oh, yeah, pretty rough. Massey Ferguson 87. Some stuff I can't read. I don't know that language. All right, let's go chat with him. This is a little tiny house. Pretty sweet. Knock, knock, knock. Well, $14,000 later, this Massey Ferguson 87 is ours. Couldn't really beat the price. Is it gonna fit, though? I mean, we could get it over a little bit better. Try that again here. Let's get up the ramps here with the back wheels. And then crank it a little bit more. Get in between the axles there. I think we're gonna have to keep the front wheels in front, so this is gonna be an interesting drive home. But I think that'll do it. Get it strapped in. And get home. And hope we don't get seen, because this does not look legal at all. But it is nice. This is the first time I've had the GoPro on and we purchased something and we didn't feel like we were, really close to running out of money. We got $21,000, so still about $9,000 in our budget that we're spending. Holding on to $12,000 for bills. We've made our September and August loan payments since we last joined you. So yeah, the progress is good. The lettuce and tomatoes, that's going to be the last time this year we're going to get an opportunity to sell those. Not going to get much more produced than anything else that we produce this year. The rest of summer is definitely going into our own fridge and our cupboards. Keep a supply through winter for us of some veggies. And we're really running out of storage space. This is going to have to get stored outside at this point. Probably could do some reorganization of the barn, but we got some work to do. We got to get some wheat in the ground next. So we'll get this unloaded, get it in a safe place, and then after that, it's time to put some seed in the ground. All right, I think we'll just drive down here. Why is the door open again? But I think a good spot to keep it would probably be back here by the four-wheeler for now. Pull a little bit farther forward and we'll back it in a little bit here. That'll do. Enough room to get by if we need to. Ooh, we almost hit. Look at that. We almost went right through that window. That would not have been good. All right, let's get this door closed and let's get to planting. Our new little field out here. I do have it out here ready for us to roll. Nice ground texture change. Shows us where we've been. So we'll be able to get all this done. And yeah, it shouldn't take too long. I'm hoping I have enough seed. If not, we'll have to run back to the store, get another one of those tiny bags. But it seems like looking in here right now and watching it decrease, I think we're going to be okay. Yeah, I think it should be fine to get it done. We'll want to see if we'll need to spray for weeds, absolutely. And then after that, we'll probably want to do a little bit of fertilizer work as well. You know, recently we did a little bit of a road trip, and I was amazed to see billboards talking about seed financing. And that these bigger farms out here actually have to finance their seed. And it just got me thinking, like, are we going to get to the point where we get big enough to where we're going to be thinking about things like that? I have no clue. But what a crazy world this agriculture is, you know. You got people like us that are just trying to start and do things on our own and trying not to finance anything. And then you got people out there with these mega farms that they can't even afford to plant unless they get financing. What a time. AI's taken over, you know, the white-collar jobs, and the blue-collar jobs are just... like farming seems to be super expensive to do. So we're doing good, you know, just trying to, you know, take care of ourselves and not necessarily produce a ton of, you know, soybeans or corn for a mass amount of income. But you gotta wonder, as we grow, the temptation, is it gonna get there to get bigger, to make more money, to have bigger equipment, and are we just going to be chasing our financing at that point and not necessarily profiting? It'll be interesting. You know, this is year one of this new journey that we're on, and I think we're making wise decisions to really slow roll it. All right, I think that will do it for planting. I think we'll get the... well, I don't know what order I want to do this in. I mean, we could roll it. We definitely want to spray for weeds. Yeah, I think we'll do that next. Well, I think getting some fertilizer down is probably a good idea as well. And I think, you know, once we spray for weeds and roll it, after that, we probably are ready to just let the crop relax and grow. Hope it germinates over, you know, the next few weeks, and then we can, you know, see if it needs more fertilizer later in spring, but I think it's going to be fine since it's wheat. We're getting this done. We got some fertilizer when we plowed it because of the grass already giving it some natural fertilizer. So I'm thinking this is going to be enough. One thing we'll probably want to start doing next year is, I was reading about the pH level of the soil. We'll probably want to get our soil tested and figure out if we need to put some lime down to adjust the pH values so that we can get, you know, the best possible yield. I think that'll be something we look into next year. Well, we had just enough fertilizer to finish this job, and at this point, I got to take a break. My back is killing me. I think we'll do the weeds and the rolling tomorrow. Yeah, I gotta give myself a rest here. All right, just get a little coffee going this morning. Let's get on out here, get back to work. We're just weeks away from that first harvest. Super exciting. And I'm hoping we have enough herbicide. Otherwise, we got to make a trip into the store. Go ahead and get set up here. Yeah, the rate doesn't seem to be dropping too fast. I think we'll have enough to get this done. And we can see the color behind us changing, so that should be a nice indicator of where we've been. You know, tiny little fields to start with. I do see the opportunity to clear a lot more land next year and really expand. And that's really going to be the goal and the plan. You know, figure out what we're going to make off these tiny fields this first year. Well, this one we're not going to know till next year, but we'll definitely know here in a couple weeks what we're going to make off the soybeans. Yeah, and really learn from it and make improvements. And gosh, I think next year is going to be the year of upgrades. And look at that, just enough herbicide to get this done. Not gonna have to buy any more till next year. All right, I'll get the roller out and hope our back got enough rest overnight to feel a little bit better about pushing it around this field a ton of times. And we'll park the tractor about right there for now. Does feel kind of good knowing this is the last job we're gonna be doing before harvesting the soybeans. And you know, looking at the grass around the areas that we've been making hay, I think later in October we might be able to get one more cut in to make some extra money just to get us by through winter. So we need a little bit more cash. Right now the bank account, it's looking pretty good, but not exactly what we want. To feel real comfortable to, you know, we're gonna have extra heating bills, we're gonna have lots of Christmas spending we're gonna need to do. We need more money for the winter. But that'll come later on. Well, it's getting pretty cloudy. We're getting this almost done. I think we're possibly getting some rain later today, so that should be good for the crop. But my goodness, never again. Never again. I probably said that when we did the soybean field. My goodness. This is terrible on the back, guys. I do not recommend. Do not recommend at all. I think I'm literally losing my mind out here at this point. Just pushing it and pushing it and pushing it. Up the hill we go. Oh boy. Almost done though. Oh my goodness, finally. Finally done. Now we get to take a rest until the soybeans are ready. Well, fall is here and this is the moment I've really been waiting for since I started this journey. Our first real harvest. But first, look at that wheat. It's coming in good. Coming in real nice. All right, let's jump in the harvester. Figure out if we can figure this thing out. Yeah, our grass is looking real prime here for one more cut of hay. We can probably get to that later this month. But look at that golden soybeans here. Yeah, I hope this makes us a good amount of money. Boy, I really hope so. All right, let's get this thing activated. Seems to be doing it right. Just kind of cruise around like this. You know, no idea how much money we'll make off of this, but we're gonna find out. The co-op does this guaranteed price for us where we can, you know, drop it off to them. They'll pay us for it right away, and then they'll sell it when the prices are at the best. And they take a little bit of cut off the top when they do it that way. Wow. Pretty cool piece of machinery here. Like it's slowly filling up. I have no idea if this thing's gonna get full or how this is gonna turn out. But boy, we should get busy. I hope we do fill this up a couple times. It would be pretty awesome. And really, you gotta hope to make at least, you know, that $14,000 back from buying this, but no clue if that's gonna happen. Does not seem to be struggling at all. We're going 4 miles an hour pretty consistently. One time around the headland there, missed a little bit. We'll get that later. Get a little further in here. Seems like it's getting full back there, but you know, maybe one more time around and it'll be full. Gosh, I hope this pays well. All right, we've gone around the outskirts a couple times. Now trying to get this thing to turn around. We can see, oh, look at those soybeans building up in here. Get turned around, lower this header again, sneak back over. This is going real well. I think we're getting everything to the right there. Just sneak over a little bit farther. Man, seems to be working good, guys. You know, when our fields get bigger, I imagine we're gonna feel like we outgrow this, but like that's a ways away. This is definitely a good size harvester for the field we have. Yeah, taking a peek here. Yeah, it's getting close to being full. Let's loop back around, get back in the field here. We'll be able to see if we missed anything. Oh, it looks like we missed a little bit up there, but we'll grab it here at the end. Yeah, filling up nice. I don't know what my goal is. My goal originally was to pay back the harvester, but I don't know if that's realistic to buy something like a harvester and expect to earn your money back in one harvest. especially on a field this size. I imagine by the time we get the wheat done and another crop next year, around then we'll definitely make our money back. I think what I'll do, this is looking pretty full. Let's just kind of try to loop. Not the best turning radius on this thing. Lower that back down. Let's get this little bit we missed, and then we're going to run in and get our little trailer and start loading it up. The header deactivated there, though. I don't know if this will be the best way to transport these, but it was already hooked up, so, you know, lazy man wins. And look at that. Must have some sensor that just tells it to unload once a trailer's underneath it. I'm gonna shut this down, and just curiosity's got me. I gotta know. I gotta know how much we're gonna make off of this 1,400 liters. You know, I imagine they frown upon this, but I felt like it was fun. We can go about 30 miles an hour in our four-wheeler here, so speed limit is, you know, 35 here, so we're not going too much slower than what we're allowed to here. So got the hazards on. Anybody who wants to pass us, they got plenty of room. I'll see you at the co-op. Row. Oh, it's a decoy. No one's in there. Okay. No one's in that cop car. We're good. We're good. All right. How you doing, guys? Yeah, you're just going to weigh us right here? Okay. Perfect. All right. Then we go over there and dump it. Sounds good. All right. First time, you know, for everything. $5,000? 5,355. They're going to validate that right here when we get reweighed. All right, sounds good. I'll be back with more. Yeah, this is going to work, guys. This is going to work. Definitely going to want a bigger trailer. That's for sure. It's time to get back to work. So now you're hoping for 2 more loads like that, and the harvester does pay for itself. All right, let's get her done. Well, I don't think we're going to get that 3rd load because we're barely going to get a 2nd one here, but you know, we didn't think we were going to pay it off or make our money back. I mean, it is paid off, but yeah, about the same amount as that 1st load. We have just this little bit to loop around and get here. Absolutely great machinery for this size of a field, though. All right, just cruise on up, get the rest of this, and then we'll unload it and see where our dollar amount's sitting on October 1st. Cruise on over to the trailer and get this all unloaded. All right, let's see how well this load does. Should be about the same as the last one. Another $5,200. We're sitting back at $30,000. About where we started the day at, with the lettuce helping out as well. Thanks for hanging out today. We've almost finished our 1st year. We've got a little bit of work to do. We'll see how high we can get that dollar amount before December. I'm SoxWayUp. Thanks for hanging out. I will catch you on the next one.